Holy smokes, folks. Come on in. We take you to Houston, Texas. We have a major situation at Bush Intercontinental Airport. There are massive delays. These lines here at the airport are going outside of the building. People are waiting in line 6 hours to get a flight. 6 hours. This is insanity. I saw this start popping up yesterday about these long lines. This is because of the government shutdown. This is because of TSA staff shortages, folks, which has caused crazy lines in Houston, Texas. Just one of many airports. This is insanity. These lines go literally out the door. It is insane. It's nuts, folks. And, you know, we've been covering this government shutdown in relation to the airport for weeks now. Just the other day at JFK, there was an emergency, but it just caused, 4-hour delays on flights. Flights are being delayed. Some airports don't have the staff for the tower, air traffic control towers. Look at this result here. Look at this. This is no joke, folks. People are missing their flights. People can't. This is crazy. You know what's crazy about this situation? I'll tell you what's crazy, folks. I'll tell you what's crazy about the situation. They load up their luggage at the airline and they put their bags up, airline takes it away, and then they miss their flight because the line in the TSA to get onto the terminal, they don't make it in time, and their luggage goes somewhere else. People are starting to get stuck. This government shutdown is adversely and seriously affecting travelers all across the country. And, it's getting its busiest time of year, folks. Travelers, look at this line. This is no joke, folks. This is no joke. Airline passengers face up to 6 hours of waiting at security to get to TSA in Houston. So we take you to live to Houston, Texas. I believe it's also happening at Hobby too, but this is Bush Intercontinental Airport. At least 3 hours people are waiting. At least 3 hours. Insanity, folks. Absolutely insanity. And we got some clips we'll play in a bit. This is a live look at the airport. This is a serious matter going on because this could actually carry on to other airports and cripple the entire airline industry as the government continues to be shut down. We're over a month now from this government shutdown. And this is what's happening here. Lines, long lines. A major shutdown has caused lines. Woo! So we're going to keep it here as long as it's here so we can talk and have a conversation about the situation at hand. I feel bad for these travelers because, one, they tell you specifically normally to come 2 hours before your scheduled flight, just in case there is a situation. But now we're at 3 to 6 hours that these people have to wait. And most of them don't know. You're going there probably with less than a 2-hour window. Get your ticket. You get your ticket. You check your bags. You go to TSA. What's happening is these people are checking some of their bags and then they have to wait in line, and then their flight just takes off, and their bags go with them. They missed their flight. It's insanity. Houston airports have reduced TSA security screening lanes due to the government shutdown. Wait times at Bush Airport have exceeded 3 hours. It's also over an hour at Hobby Airport too, but we're at Bush. And it is all because of the government shutdown. That's what they're putting out. Man, this is getting out of hand, and this could start spreading. It's spread at air traffic control where some flights have been delayed, but they've been saying in the last week that most of the major airlines have been receiving, or most 25 to 50% delays on their flights on all 4 of the major airlines because of the government shutdown. But now we have a TSA. Remember, TSA workers. TSA workers across the country is also experiencing air traffic controller shortages, leading to longer flights. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has been warning that travelers will start to see more flight disruptions the longer controllers go without a paycheck. On Friday, Duffy said 13,000 air traffic control employees have been working without pay. It's only going to go on for so long if this government shutdown continues, folks. I don't believe the TSA agents are getting paid either. There's staff shortages on that aspect too. This is insane. Look at this. We want to keep this here and talk about this a little bit because most of us probably will travel somewhere within the next couple of months. Maybe, maybe not. I am. I don't know about you. I am. And I'm very concerned because I'm traveling for Christmas time. And my mind is starting to think, oh, man, is this what's going to be like the new norm? As long, we don't know how long this government's going to shut down for. We don't know. They're saying after the mid-November, the military is going to run out of, they're not going to get paid. I don't know how long this goes on for. I thought they could use the nuclear option to get it back on track. We don't know how long this government shutdown. We're in unprecedented times. But as long as it gets shut down, you're going to have situations like this, maybe in all the major airports. In all the major airports. 3 to 5 hours delay, unless they just null and void the TSA and just say, hey, get on the flight without security. I don't think that's safe. They're all waiting to go into TSA. I hope it gets fixed, particularly the busiest. What is the busiest travels day? Thanksgiving weekend, Thanksgiving Thursday, Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving, Tuesday, people travel. It's Thanksgiving and Christmas. Those are the 2 biggest travelers days in the year. And look what's happening right before, a few weeks before Thanksgiving. This is Bush Airport. This is Bush BIA. We're at BIA. Look at this. We are live. We are at Houston, and the line just goes out the door. It goes literally out the door. When I say it goes out the door, it is going out the door. I'll put some screenshots up and eventually show you. It's insanity. Crazy. This is crazy. Because of the government shutdown, folks. So what are you gonna do? Not travel? Drive instead? It's airport chaos. And it's not just Houston, folks. It is affecting a lot of the smaller airports. It's affecting the 4 major big airlines. Yeah, wait till Thanksgiving. Exactly. I mean, it's already chaotic even without the government shutdown on Thanksgiving. Now we got this situation. I got a pic I'm gonna put up here and show you how it goes outside of the airport. This is nuts, folks. Major delays and travel chaos happening at major U.S. airports. Look at this. This is insanity. going outside. Look. It's literally going outside. The lines are going outside of the airport. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warned on Friday about this scenario here. It's going to get worse. It's going to get much, much worse. Literally, you're going to have to either adjust your planning or cancel, or if you want to wait 6 hours to get on a flight, God bless you. Articles and articles and news reports are coming out in the last, I would say, 72 hours talking about this topic here. Major delays affecting not just this airport, but a lot of airports. Look at this. This is crazy. It's chaos is starting to happen at the airport.
Yeah, because the line so long. It's sorry for me. They come. People say, bring this.
Is this insane or what? Is this insane or what? This is what we're dealing with, folks.
H as in him, or Henry. T as in Tom. D for
We just want to talk. We're going to play this clip here that just came out about, what's happening around the country in reference to airports. And we'll put this in and then we'll come back live here.
The trouble affecting travelers here in the tri-state area and across our nation.
Yeah, air traffic controllers and TSA agents are working without pay, leading to nationwide shortages of critical federal employees. ABC's Gio Benitez has the latest.
Over the weekend, major delays stacking up at America's airports, and it's far from over.
The line sticks like that.
Over here.
Take a look at this massive line at Houston's Bush Intercontinental Airport, with the line for TSA security extending outside the terminal. The airport saying the wait time for security could exceed 3 hours.
I still took probably 30, 45 minutes going through normal TSA pre-check. Everybody was definitely more stressed.
Major delays in Newark, San Francisco, and Austin, too, as TSA officers and air traffic controllers call out sick among the roughly 1.4 million federal workers forced to go without pay. At one point this weekend in the New York area, 80% of ATC workers called out.
We will delay, we will cancel any kind of flight across the national airspace to make sure people are safe. But there is a level of risk that gets injected into the system when we have a controller that's doing two jobs instead of one.
Experts say safety could be on the line.
We're getting to the point where the air traffic control system is going to be unsafe, where you're not able to pay salaries that people need to survive, and they're going to go out and they're going to do other things to earn the money that they need to support their families.
Gio Benitez for Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Is that crazy or what? We'll take you back to Bush Intercontinental Airport. There is a massive line right now live. People are waiting in line up to 6 hours. That's what's being reported. 3 to 6 hours. People are waiting in line here. Staff shortages. They're trying to get past TSA. And TSA, there's not enough TSA in Houston. Crazy. And remember, folks, as I previously said, these people here got their plane ticket. Some of them checked their bags in, waiting in line. The reports that I'm hearing is once they get through TSA in 3 hours, their flight's gone. Their flight's gone with their baggage. So that's another headache. They missed their flights. They're missing their flights. But who in the heck wants to wait in line 6 hours, 3 hours, even 3 hours just to go through TSA? IAH. And they actually put an alert on their own website here. Arrive early and expect longer than normal security wait times. Only select TSA checkpoints are open. Allow extra time at the gate. So they actually have a travel alert here in Houston, a travel alert that they just put up as the result of the federal government shutdown. So they're saying this is because of the shutdown. Passengers should plan to arrive early at George Bush Intercontinental Airport, IAH, to allow extra time for security screening. Only 2 checkpoints are open, terminals A and E. It's saying at times, TSA wait times may exceed 3 hours. That's what was put up on their website now. 3 hours or more you have to wait in line. And then not only that, but they're saying United Airline passengers should check their luggage at Terminal C and then walk or take the subway to Terminal E for security screening. They only got 2 terminals open at this airport. United Airlines terminal that they normally have for TSA is shut down. So those passengers have to go take a subway to get to Terminal E. It's chaos, folks. So what I'm seeing here is this airport has 5 terminals. Only 2 are open. Only 2 are open. 5 terminals, 2 are open. That's it. And then they go on to say, we appreciate your patience and understanding as our partners work to maintain the safety of all the passengers. Yeah, crazy, folks. But how long does this shutdown go on for? What's going to happen in a few weeks when it's Thanksgiving? What's going to happen? Planes are getting delayed. Planes are getting delayed around the country. They have a map of what airports are really getting affected here. JFK is one of them. Houston, Dallas, Miami, Chicago, Atlanta. 13,000 air traffic controllers are working right now without pay. Numerous airports are shutting down certain terminal TSA checkpoints because there's not enough TSA agents to adequately screen the passengers like we're having here. Fox 5 Atlanta Airport seeing delays, cancellations on Monday. No, I think we're at a critical point here. Critical, like, if this government shutdown continues, unless they can get some funding or do something here, I think it's going to get much worse. I think this is going to trickle down to all the airports at one point. And then all these flights getting canceled and delayed, it's just going to create haywire everywhere. My opinion. It's over. You're already seeing it here. We saw signs of this the last couple weeks. Atlanta's airport today is seeing dozens of new delays and cancellations as the federal government shutdown continues. This is Atlanta, biggest airport, Atlanta. Officials say the disruptions stem from nationwide staff shortages rather than local issues. So right now in Atlanta, wait times are 30 minutes in Atlanta. But with numerous delays and cancellations today, it's a trickle effect because you get some flights delayed in one area, one major airport, then it's going to affect other ones and people's connecting flights, and it just spirals out of control here. Duffy warned. The Transportation Secretary Duffy made a statement on Friday about this situation and warned everybody. This is what's going to happen. He warned. Atlanta is the world's busiest airport, and now delays are starting to mount up in Atlanta. Over the weekend, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said flyers should expect delays. But at the same time, he's saying safety is the top priority. See, here's another thing is you might get some terrorists to try to exploit the situation here because, the TSA, they might have some pressure on the TSA. Hey, just wand people through. Maybe even just send people through without really going through adequate security, which could, some terrorist or somebody could exploit the situation and somebody could sneak through that shouldn't go through. That could be the scenario too. Some people are just like, let it shut down. I don't care.
It's just straight civility.
They're saying roughly 13,000 air traffic controllers and 50,000 TSA officers nationwide are considered essential.
All right, sir. Thank you. That'd be good. Yeah. So I may be able to see you this afternoon, or not maybe tomorrow.
Look at this. We titled this video Airport Chaos because that's what's happening, folks, around the country. And we are live in Houston. I see a lot of people in the chat calling it a Schumer shutdown. Schumer shutdown. I'll continue to look a little bit more deeper into this matter. Folks, we have a major problem here. This is not going to be like one of those 1-2 day things. If the government continues to shut down, I don't know. I don't know if you get emergency funds or what, or private donors come in and start paying these employees so you can get more TSA there. I don't know. But this is not like a weather storm or a weather system where a couple days the weather passes, everything get back to normal. As long as this continues to shut down and these workers don't get paid, you have staff shortages, this is going to be the result. And it's probably going to be much worse. Each day, it seems like each day, news reports coming out, 5,000 flights delayed. Like NBC is reporting yesterday alone, 5,000 flights were canceled or delayed around the country just yesterday alone. Some days last week, I think it was last Monday, there was 15,000 in just one day. Every single day. Some airports issuing ground stops. The FAA has said that nearly 90% of the New York area air traffic controllers are absent. In New York. I have a major problem here. I think this situation makes it more dangerous. Or if you just got patience for, about the situation and you get on your flight and go and adjust your traveling for the next year until the situation gets fixed. If it even gets fixed. I don't know how long this government gets shut down. They talk about it every day. I don't know what they can do here. I don't know if somebody can come in and you could tax some money like a federal judge with the food stamp situation. You had a federal judge that ordered the Trump administration to tap into some reserve fund to be able to pay out food stamps. I don't know if they have some sort of reserve fund or something out there where you could get funding to get more TSA air traffic controllers or TSA agents and air traffic controllers. It looks like it's a combined 65,000 employees. 15,000 air traffic controllers and 50,000 TSA agents. And there was prior government shutdowns that, the country has dealt with this, but remember, the population continues to grow here. It's different than it was the last. Every shutdown's different. This has been going on now for, 34 days? 30-something days now.
Did you see the stuff yesterday or no?
And this is what we got.
Yesterday was bad. It's outside there. We missed our flight. Do you want to see a video?
We have a video.
Yeah, they're calling this day 34 of the shutdown. Day 34. I mean, there's so many reports coming out in the last 24 hours about travel chaos. Hey, William Kaufman, nice to see you. Malin, nice to see you. Isn't there a judge who can rule that the shutdown must end? You know, Malin, that's a great question. I mean, I guess the judge, like, for instance, the food stamp issue, a judge had ruled that the Trump administration has to distribute out food stamps. But also, I think there's a catch to that because I guess they will have to reduce people's money, you know, the amount of food stamps or SNAP that they receive. But, you know, I don't know how it's going to work here. You know, I believe the courts are going to intervene here and different federal judges are going to intervene. But, you know, I don't know what's the result of that. In the meantime, this is what we have. This is what we have. Can a federal judge say the shutdown must end? Does a federal judge have the authority on that? Supreme Court, can they weigh in? I don't believe the courts have the powers to just tell a shutdown to end. So what's the remedy here? There are people out there that want the government to continue to be shut down. There's other people that feel like a lot of the money has been appropriated, you know, put out wrong, different entities that you need to clean it all up and fix it. Healthcare. You know, one of the major issues, you know, with the whole talk of why the government is shut down is that, you know, they can't come with an agreement about illegals receiving healthcare or healthcare for certain people. And that's where we're at.
I'm 17. I'm heading to IAD, Virginia.
So tell me, how's it been? How's your experience been so far?
Well, today it's not bad. Yesterday we were here. We missed our original flight. So we came here around 2.5 hours in advance.
I want to play this clip here by ABC News. Government shutdown fuels travel chaos.
With more Americans feeling the fallout from the government shutdown now entering its second month and on the verge of becoming the longest in U.S. history. It's now triggering flight delays and cancellations at airports across the U.S. The shutdown has forced 13,000 air traffic controllers and 50,000 TSA agents to work without pay. Some are now calling out sick, the ripple effect wreaking havoc. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy now warning that more challenges are ahead with delays getting worse. Meanwhile, with 42 million Americans potentially losing access to federal food assistance, a federal judge is now ordering the Trump administration to restore those benefits. And tonight, what our new poll found about who Americans are blaming for the shutdown. ABC's senior White House correspondent Selena Wang leads us off tonight.
Tonight, the government shutdown barreling towards the longest in history, the fallout growing across the country. A ground stop at Newark tonight as staffing shortages trigger delays at airports nationwide. Air traffic controllers working without pay for weeks, now calling out under stress and fatigue.
We will delay, we will cancel any kind of flight across the national airspace to make sure people are safe.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warning the delays will only get worse.
There is a level of risk that gets injected into the system when we have a controller that's doing two jobs instead of one.
Keep going.
Across the country, 42 million Americans set to lose critical food assistance. A federal judge in Rhode Island now ordering the Trump administration to start making food stamp payments by Monday or partial payments by Wednesday. But it's unclear if the White House will comply, the Trump administration arguing it can't legally use emergency funds.
It's very unfortunate that Donald Trump and Republicans have decided to weaponize hunger,
leaving families like Jenna's and her 4 children in Oklahoma in limbo.
My dog is sick, but I have to eat. So the dog is ultimately going to have to suffer, or the kids are going to have to wear shoes that are too small for an extra month because we have to buy dinner.
Republicans slamming Democrats for voting down spending bills to reopen the government.
Democrats have voted 14 times now, Shannon, to keep the government closed. 14 times they had the opportunity to have SNAP benefits flow, to let air traffic controllers be paid, to take care of all these problems and pay the troops, and they said no.
A new ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll finds more Americans are blaming Trump and Republicans than Democrats for the shutdown. as Democrats hold firm for an extension of affordable health care tax credits to prevent health care costs for some 20 million Americans from skyrocketing. Beth Dryer's monthly premium jumping from $80 to $425.
This is more than quadrupled in cost for me.
She's now canceling her plan, putting her own health at risk.
All the women in my family have had breast cancer, so I know that's on the table for me. But I feel pretty helpless at this moment.
Selena Wang joining us now in studio. And Selena, ahead of the major elections happening this week, what does our new poll say about how Americans are feeling about the job so far from President Trump?
Well, Whit, our new ABC News Washington Ipsos poll shows that most Americans disapprove of how President Trump is handling his job so far. In fact, 2/3 of Americans say the country is pretty seriously off on the wrong track, and a majority of Americans disapprove of how Trump is handling the economy, which is a key issue that President Trump campaigned on. But look, tonight, Whit, Republicans are adamant that they're the ones who are winning this fight.
All right, Selena, it's good to see you in person in studio. We appreciate it. Thank you.
I wanted to put that out there because it's not just air traffic, which is majorly getting affected right here. We're live back here at Houston, but you know, with the food stamp issue and also healthcare, man. Healthcare, it seems like everyone's premiums have jumped and skyrocketed. So, I mean, we have a major situation going on. I don't know what happened to their feet, but I have another clip here. I want to get this clip up and show you what happened here earlier here with this growing lines at Houston's airport. So we'll get this up in the pipeline here and try to understand more about the situation and see. But yeah, this is crazy, folks. Again, if you are traveling, I would strongly advise that you now at this point, you know, set yourself up to go there 3 hours earlier at this point, maybe even 4 hours, because particularly if you live in some of these, you know, major cities that you're flying out of, or not live, but you're flying out of some of these major cities, because it's getting real out there. It's getting real, and Duffy's saying it's going to get much, much worse. So, you know, we have Thanksgiving coming up, we have Christmas coming up, we have New Year's coming up. You know, this government shutdown falls just before, you know, we're in the shutdown now, but during the two busiest holidays. I got this clip. I'm gonna put this clip up, showing you what's going on at the airport.
The middle portion of the regular screening, but we all think that if you pay extra, you'll be in a shorter distance line. But let me show you on this side of the airport. This is the clear and pre-check line. You think that you're skipping and you're going to move a little faster, but you're putting yourself in another line, shoulder to shoulder. And this is inside Terminal E. TSA checkpoints are backed up as many agents continue to call out. Airport officials say this is all due to the ongoing government shutdown. Some people say they've waited nearly 2 hours just to clear security. Many are cutting it close. And in the past week, Houston airports have been dealing with several sudden grounded flights due to the shortages in air traffic controllers. We spoke with a passenger just seconds before we got on air, and he says he's ready for this government shutdown to be over. He's ready for people to get paid, and he's ready for everything to be back to normal. Now, again, airport officials say it is best to be here at least 3 hours early, but looking at these massive lines, you might want to give yourself a little more time.
Insanity, folks. Insanity. The AP feed went away, but it kind of gave you a glimpse of what's going on at the airports around the country, at least one in Houston. Hobby also has a 1 hour delay. So I think the situation is going to continue to build, and we'll closely monitor this. And if they put another feed back up about the long lines with the craziness, we'll come back on live. But wow, crazy stuff, folks. All right. So with that being said, their feed went off. We're going to keep it moving. And be safe out there when you're traveling, folks. Things are getting crazy out there. Let's see how long this government shutdown continues. All right. Be safe out there. JLR Investigates. We'll talk soon. Have a good new week, folks.